NASCAR on Fox has been on the decline for years, and especially in 2022 when NASCAR is riding a huge wave of momentum with the all-new Generation 7 race car. NASCAR on Fox's constant corny jokes, full-screen commercials, and absolute horrible pre-race shows have been dragging down the enjoyment significantly. So I'm here today to talk about what I would like to see in the future of NASCAR broadcasts and what would happen if Fox stopped broadcasting NASCAR races. It's been a debate for NASCAR fans for a couple of years now, NBC versus Fox. Who has the better race coverage? Before we can talk about where the sport should go if Fox were to leave NASCAR, we have to pinpoint an exact reason on why they would do so. This one may sound a little bit stupid because everyone gets hate from viewers, no matter how good something is. But if you check Twitter, Instagram, and other social medias, not just me, but hundreds, if not thousands of fans are complaining about the corny jokes and the fact that they don't take NASCAR seriously at all. Fox makes NASCAR look like an absolute joke, not a professional sports league. I'm sure the head of their social media department has to be seeing some of this information and has to be relaying it to some of the higher-ups at Fox. There is just no way they have this much outcry from fans asking for change on the on-screen product, and they don't see it. When the TV contract is up very soon, Fox could not want to renew their broadcasting rights to the hillbilly, left-turning Southern sport with giant billboards racing around the track for 500 laps. As stupid as it may sound, that could be a legit reason they drop some of the broadcasting rights for NASCAR. Both Fox and NBC have been stepping away from broadcasting majority of races on the main networks. Fox continues to add more races to FS1 year after year, and NBCSN doesn't even exist anymore, and most of the races are going to be on the USA Network this year. A lot of major TV networks, which broadcast sports, seem to be dropping any extra channels solely for sports such as FS1 and FS2 in favor of streaming networks like NBC just did, dropping NBCSN in favor of Peacock. While I must say the accessibility and how easy it is just to scroll through sports media is very user-friendly, and I honestly really do like these networks, they tend to see a lot less viewers, and for an older audience, it's very hard for them to tune in. I can honestly see Fox taking this approach due to not feeling like races, besides the Daytona 500, are big enough draws to rack in the viewers that the NFL or other types of content rack in. Because why would they have a NASCAR race getting 3.5 million views on a Sunday afternoon when they can just have an NFL game getting 8 million views at the exact same time slot? It just doesn't really make much sense. So now we've established why Fox has left NASCAR, but who should take over? I look at NBC. NBC currently does the second half of the NASCAR season and the entirety of the IndyCar season. Well, I think that the graphics in recent years are starting to get a little bit stale and could use a refresh, but the broadcast overall is miles better and isn't even on Fox's level. I would absolutely love if NBC were to take over the entire schedule, but I don't really know how possible that is. If this were to ever happen, NASCAR would probably want something similar to the deal they just made with IndyCar, where almost all of the races during the season, I believe 80%, are on main NBC, and only 4 or 5 races are on Peacock exclusively. They definitely could make a deal like this work, but most likely would never happen because of IndyCar. IndyCar mostly takes up the Sunday time slot with little, if any, room left for NASCAR. And if IndyCar is on every Sunday afternoon, NASCAR will not be on the major network, and I don't think that would work out for either. Although I'm 100% fine with this. Although I'm 100% fine with practice and qualifying being on Peacock and 70 to 80% of the races being held on NBC. I'm actually all for that. But instead of just looking at the networks who are currently involved in NASCAR, how about some new ones coming in? There are a lot of other networks out there with potential to broadcast half of the NASCAR season. I think that the 3 main networks being looked at besides Fox and NBC are ESPN, CBS, and TNT. ESPN used to broadcast NASCAR races, with them ending their partnership a couple years back. But recently, ESPN has shown some interest into jumping back in the motorsports market, as they are now getting heavily invested into Formula One. I don't think that most fans would be disappointed or upset if ESPN were to ever make a return to NASCAR. This next one I feel like has a real possibility in CBS. CBS recently was granted the rights to broadcast the SRX series owned by Tony Stewart and featuring some of the world's best racers across the industry. There was recently a report about CBS showing interest in tapping in more with the motorsports industry, and I firmly believe that this could be true. The only problem here I see is finding some time to fit in the races with the NFL on Sundays and not a major backup network such as FS1 or ESPN2 or even Peacock. I can definitely see majority of the first half of the season being on CBS, but as far as the rest of the schedule, that's a complete unknown. I'm not sure how realistic this is, but this is something I'm 100% on board for. I would like to see either NASCAR or MRN, Motor Racing Network, if you guys know who that is. I'm sure you guys know the Motor Racing Network, radio, broadcasts, races, Yeah, you guys know who that is. That broadcasts all the radio races, which I may add is absolutely phenomenal coverage, or just some other channel that airs content exclusively to motorsports. Much like the NFL Network or NBA TV, NASCAR could very well open up their own channel or streaming service in the near future to air races and other series or content, whatever they just feel like. This gives NASCAR the freedom to do whatever they want, and it gives motorsport fans a channel to watch and listen to their favorite motorsport news and content 24/7. If anything, I would like to see MRN create their own TV channel because I love their talk shows, their race coverage, and the people they have behind the scenes. But tell me how you guys feel about this. Do you like any of the stuff I want to see, or are you completely opposed to it? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. It really helps out a ton. So until next time, this is Real Talk Racing. I'll catch you guys later.